Spring has sprung, and so has this old hose. We've got leaks everywhere, and duct tape is not going to fix this. It's time for a hose upgrade. Dip, fill, and wait for bubbles to see if your new hose or your old hose has leaks. Clearly, this guy has seen better days. It's a good thing to check even before you install a brand new one. Because when your hose starts yawning like this one, it's never a good sign. I check the hose when I turn on the pump because we don't live in an ark and I'm not equipped for a flood. And see how this hose sags like a limp noodle? We don't like that. We're going to install a brace. And just like that, no more pulling on the pool liner. See how straight it is? Welcome to Eclectic Ideas. We're glad you're here. We're unboxing two hose sizes from a company called CLSR2U. The name kinda looks like they abbreviated the word closer, and you want to keep good hoses closer to you in case of a leak. This is the smaller 1.25-inch hose. This is a larger 1.5-inch hose or 1.5-inch. They're wound like pretzels. Let's see what we've got. 3 hoses and the assorted metal screw clamps are included. With our old hoses breaking and a plan to install a more powerful pump, it's time for new hoses. Here's the bigger hose, and from rim to rim on the inside is 1 1/2. The smaller hose is going to measure from side to side on the inside rim, 1.25, and this is the side we need for our Bestway 16 by 42-inch pool. And since it comes with all this fancy metal jewelry, you don't even need to run to the hardware store first. One of the best things we can do to unpretzel these hoses is to straighten them out and let them sunbathe a little bit, and you can see they could use a tan. So we left them chilling by the pool, soaking up some rays. And before we go to the trouble to install, even on a new hose, we go ahead and we fill it with water, and we make sure it's pliable and flexible and it doesn't have any leaks. And it is bending nicely and doing everything a hose should do. However, this is the old hose, and so if we fill it up, you can start seeing the bubbles immediately. We're not keeping this one. It's just not a keeper. And as we lift that poor bedraggled hose up, we can pretty much see that it's sprung leaks and it's going full sprinkler system mode on us. But they can come new this way, and it's much better to find this out before you've set it all up than to find out after and see this happening. So this hose is in dire straits. It's about to rupture and give way. And so when your hoses fail, and they will, have a few extra on hand, for sure. But these kind of valves really help so much because you can just twist this off and stop the water flow to your leaking valve. You can easily shut the water off and be sure to turn it back on before you start the pool pump. Now we need to twist the hose and get it a little bit loose by loosening your plastic wing nut or your metal screw if you have one. Let's show the inside. We've loosened it, so now it's going to pop out and you can pop in your stopper. Back to the other side. You just go ahead and twist that hose off, and sometimes water will come out. In this case, it didn't. The water's in the hose, and there's a close-up. Now this part, you just unscrew this clamp and loosen it, and now it's loosened, so you just pull it off gently, and oh, that's not the way it's supposed to work. That's wrong. So it just breaking. Whoops. Okay. Sometimes when it breaks like this, you have to get the wire cutters and trim off the plastic. This one popped right out nicely. Let's get this one dismantled from under the valve, and it's being a little stubborn after we've loosened the joint. Oh, okay. That's why it's stuck. And even with gripper gloves, it's not coming off. It's not budging. So we're going to have to get the wire cutters. Be very careful not to cut the gray part of your valve. Just cut the white part and try to get it loose. We'll just snip a little bit and try to peel it back. Then I try to get those wire cutters just under the white part of the hose and not get the spigot and snip some more. It's being stubborn. Maybe this last snip will do it. Peel it back. Yep. That got it. And the patient sustained no damage. Now the O-ring underneath that's been in the hose protected in the water is fine, but the one above is cracked. It's all good. The lower one's what we need. We've got our 1.25-inch hose, and we've got this metal clamp. We're going to just loosen that screw so that we can fit it over the hose. And now we're going to join it to our valve. This O-ring, it's not super tight on us, but some of them are super tight, and you can roll that O-ring. So be very careful with that. You want that gasket to stay really tight and sealed. So now we're going to just screw this in and tighten, and we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to pull this guy off, and it came off in one piece. We're going to undo this one. It's still yawning. These guys are so tired. So at least it came off with no drama. Incredible flexibility. It's a backward rotation into a double splitting side twist. And that's our final performance for Team Eclectic Ideas. Take heart, our CLSR2U pool hoses are on the team at the ready. Let's get her safety gear on and position her clamps into place. Slipped over that O-ring. Look at that finesse, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that finesse. And now we're going to tighten her into place so there's no leaks. No leaks to see here, y'all. Let's put the intake valve cap on the other side. Now this is where you need more hands than the average octopus. Hold this hose with one hand, pull that stopper out, and pop in that intake valve cover. And hello from the other side. Let's go ahead and tighten this clamp. But before we do, let's drop the screwdriver. We're moving right along because so far these have been really easy to install. We have had some we really struggled to get over the O-ring. The CLSR to U hoses have been very easy to slide on, and all 3 intake valve hoses from the B side are connected. Everything old looks new again. Let's deal with the A side now. Look how that return jet wiggles and kind of folds. We want to put in a brace, so it kind of holds. It just sags like a wet noodle. Wah, 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 wah. Enter the flying buttress. Okay. It's a bit of architectural overstatement. It's just a plastic pool bracket. But let's go ahead and loosen our grip. We want to go ahead and expose the pump intake pipe and slide this hose brace over our side A return jet. And there's just enough space to slide the hose in, and then we're just going to clamp it down. So we've installed our new CLSR2U hoses. We have put in a hose brace and tightened that down, and everything's as good as new. We hope you have a great summer. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.